that September, and that's when he met my father.
So how did you, like, being single, you meet people all the time. How did you know it was him? Like what made you be like, he's the one? Because you nice looking lady. You done been in the army. I know them old muscle bound, old handsome dudes was trying to get at you. So you done seen them all. But then you was like him right there.
I didn't know at first. And it's funny because um I said, we talked a lot. We met online, but we talked a lot. And again, after what I had been through, I wasn't sure I could trust myself, to be honest, because I thought, but then, and he's completely kind of like what you said, Tamara. He is completely different than any man I ever been with, ever. Because he's not, see me, here I am. He's very unassuming, but very confident. But it was something about his demeanor. And when we talk, it's so funny. And that's why, because when we met, we met our first date because I remember we connected on Plenty of Fish.
Worst one.
We met on Plenty of Fish. Okay. So we connected on Plenty of Fish on July 17th, 2018. Our first meet but we at FaceTime a couple of times, but actually meet in person was July 20th, right? So when we met in person, I thought he was handsome, but I wasn't sure because he seemed too skinny because he had lost a lot of weight, and he was really pigeon toed, and he walked kind of pigeon toed like. So, but I knew that he was nice, but I wasn't sure. I wasn't sure. And so when we had our first date, it was a really good date. And then he hugged me really tight when he walked me to my car. But I wasn't, So a day or so later, he wanted to meet with me before he went back out on the road because he's a truck driver. And I'm like, well, I'm getting ready to go to the store. You can take me to the grocery store if you want. And so, child, he came to my house, and he had a 2001 Ford Expedition. and, and, and I said, well, we
Wasn't
can
nothing
take.
but God.
I said, we can take my car. He said, no, we'll take my car. And I'm thinking, okay, okay. 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 So we go to the grocery store and walking up and down the aisle of Aldi because, just again, because we're talking, we're getting to know each other. And then when we get to the checkout line, he decides to pay for my groceries. So I'm like, again, he seemed like a nice guy, but I thought it was him, but I wasn't sure. So he, gets me back home, and um, he hugged me, and then he kissed me, and then I got weak in the knees. That was first, but again, I had to be more cautious because I didn't know, but I swear, the more I spoke to him, and he was kind, and again, and and it wasn't a
You
lot.
know, sister, because guess what you're telling? You're guess what you're telling? You're telling an honest, genuine situation on love, and that's
And
what a lot of people don't do. Because I didn't mean to interrupt you. I
yeah,
apologize.
go ahead.
But I always look at the factor that, man, I had ancestors. I had ancestors before me. Now I know
Uh-huh.
we live this different type of lifestyle and situations. We're traveling, we do this, we want the little glitz of glamour. But I said, what were our ancestors doing during one of the crucial times of sometimes they were enslaved?
Mm-hmm.
They fell in love with each other without any of the extra stuff.
Right. Yes.
And what you had, based on, I'm just going off your vibe and what you're talking about, that's what you got.
And it's funny because I remember because my husband's been driving trucks for over 30 years. And and during that time he's had some hip issues. So I remember when we first started dating and he walked toward me, I'm like, he walked like an old man. But again, that's what I was thinking because again, I'm just, it's first, But I swear that the more I got to talk to him, I never even noticed it. I never even noticed it. And it was something I felt safe with him. I went out on the road with him in his truck within 2 months of dating him. On the road, in the semi. And it's so funny. He was so thoughtful and it's so funny. I remember, okay, so me and my sister took my mom to Las Vegas to see Stevie Wonder. It was in August of 2018. So again, it was still very new. And I asked if he could pick me and my mom up from the airport. Now, okay, so I'm thinking he gonna be down at the baggage claim for us, when we get there, and I'm gonna let him know. How about when you get off the plane and you walk toward because you can't be at the gate anymore, but it comes to a point that you can, once you walk past the security there, your people are waiting for you. How about he's standing right there waiting for me? I was so shocked I couldn't even remember his name. I mean, I was so, I'm like, mommy, this is because I was expecting him to be at the baggage claim, but he had gotten there early, was upstairs waiting for us to walk, and it caught me so off guard because he was just thinking about me from the very beginning.
That's beautiful. You know how many
That's what I'm talking
women
about.
dismissed that brother that he went out with? And had you had that mindset where he had to be 6 foot, six figures, you would have missed that on that good man.
Yeah.
You know, he met none of what he met probably none of those boxes that you probably had before. And now look at you. You married, and every woman that passed him by, they still out here in this shit show.
And here's the funny thing, because we can be superficial, and I ain't gonna lie and say I was, because when he pulled up in that 2001 Ford Expedition, I was like, but guess what? My first luxury car I've ever had, he bought for me.
Mm. Lord have mercy. What's he driving now? I know you got him out of that expedition.
What? we, well, when he got me the BMW, then I gave him, he took my car, which was a Veracruz. It was like a 2007. It wasn't that much newer. Veracruz. But then he had an accident, so we got him a 2016 Kia Sorento. But yeah,
You got you a good man.
I do.
And you should get on Plenty of Fish and just say thank you.
Right. Look, you go back on playing fifth, you're gonna start making money because of y'all.
I,
But you know
you
what?
know,
You
yeah.
and I love that story.
Yeah, I enjoyed this, and yeah, like the song "Easy Like Sunday Morning," Lionel Richie. That's what y'all seem to have, and that's kind of love I'm looking for. We're just easy like Sunday morning. Because my
Yes.
buddy, he just got married, and and I asked him the question like, "What was it about her?" And he just said, "Bro, she's easy." And I wish y'all the best, and that's a beautiful story. You should tell it more often.
Thank you.
Nice to meet you, Miss Tamara.
Nice to meet you too.
All right, Goldie. Tam.
So it's always a pleasure.
This was
Uh,
fun.
and when we sat and we visited, and I said, we need to get back to that because I miss it. Um, we've got a lot to share. We have a lot of life experiences, and we've experienced a lot as we've gone on, and I truly believe that the Lord has taken us through our own individual things not so we can sit on it, but so that we can share that with others, to give them hope and to encourage them. And so, I love love, and I'm still trying to get where you are. Okay. And so that's extremely encouraging for me. And I pray to God that one day I will have the same as you, because I'm ready for it.